solidarity. The spirit of workers' solidarity cannot be stopped by the current COVID-19 pandemic. Despite the limitations brought about by the virus, the workers' unity and strength in this year's Labor Day celebration is solid and remains unstoppable. PSI Southeast Asia will continue the long tradition of expressing our messages during the Labor Day celebration, and this time we will do it virtually. This will be the first time in this sub-region to have this virtual May Day celebration, to be able to provide a platform to all unionists around the sub-region to have solidarity with each other. Let me extend my warm solidarity to every worker, wherever you are now around the globe. Happy Labor Day. We wish every worker safe and healthy in this time of pandemic. The current pandemic had highlighted the need to keep public services in the public hands. The current situation is an eye-opener for governments to strengthen public health systems, better human resource allocation, and proper workers' protection. We salute the frontliners. We thank you for your sacrifices and for saving the world. As unions, we must learn from the lessons of this COVID-19 situation. We must be able to work on better worker protection policies in time like this. We must ensure that workers must have a safe working environment and must be provided with proper PPEs and other necessary equipment that will allow them to deliver public services. I am Ian Mariano, PSI Sub-Regional Secretary for Southeast Asia. Keep safe and healthy. Public services, once and for all.
Hello, PSI comrades. Mabuhay! Happy Labor Day! I am Willie M. Pulya, National President, Alliance of Filipino Workers, PSI Philippines. We are now facing a very tough time around the globe. Philippines now hits the top spot in Southeast Asia with the biggest number of COVID-positive patients. Our primary goal as a union is the utmost protection for our members and co-health workers and to compensate them accordingly. No worker should die while saving lives. Our demand to our government and to the hospital owners, hospitals should provide quality enough supply of masks, N95, PPE all the time. No PPE, no work. To ensure 40 hours per week schedule, enough rest is necessary. Free vitamin C and meals, free transport service, free accommodation to those health workers who choose to stay at the hospital, free hospitalization once the health workers got positive of COVID-19, COVID-19 hazard pay to all health workers. COVID quarantine leave is separated from regular leave credit. Health worker and patient must be protected by the government from discrimination. Indeed, we need to be bolder and take action at this most difficult time. We at the AFW join the global community celebrating May Day celebration, public service once and for all.
Mabuhay! Trade Union Rights Philippines joins the world in celebrating Labor Day. I am Glenn Pastor Fide, Project Coordinator for Public Services International Trade Union Rights Philippines. As we celebrate this significant event, let us seize the moment to call on the government in every nation to protect our workers and frontliners as well. Let us join together to put an end to this dreaded disease. And as we flatten the curve of COVID-19, we will simultaneously raise the curve in protecting the workers. We call on the government for security of workers, protection of women at work, keep public services in public hands. And as the TOR upholds workers' rights, together let us raise our voice as one in support with PSI call on quality public services once and for all.
I am Victor Chong, a newly appointed staff of PSI Southeast Asia as Philippine Water Project Organizer. On the occasion of the Labor Day 2020 celebration, I salute all the working class, most particularly to all frontliners who are working continuously, struggling every day to fight against COVID-19 pandemic, risking their own health and lives. Water is a public good and right, and as such should be affordable and accessible to all citizens, even subsidized by the government. It is not a commercial product, it is something we all need to survive, and it is our moral responsibility to provide it at lowest possible cost. Water should never be a source of profit, as whole profit should go in the reduction of its price. In this challenging time, the pandemic crisis intensifies, so as the water crisis, but unseen and disregarded. In the global south, contaminated water kills a child every 2 minutes. 2 billion people are forced to drink dirty water every day. The current pandemic heightens the need for water for all. On World Water Day 2020, the UN said the poor water infrastructure is a greater risk than COVID-19 and asked how the half the global population lacking access to basic sanitation was to practice hand washing and self-sanitation. The only viable and long-term solution to the water crisis is the people's effective control over water system and resources. People's control ensures the equitable, sustainable, and rational use of water for the general social good. The people and workers must unite against water privatization. No to water privatization.
Mabuhay! I am Romel Rabaca, the Union President of the Home Mortgage Employees Association, HOMEA, under the Federation of Philippine Independent Public Sector Employees Association, PIPSEA, and member of the PSI Health Project Committee and co-coordinator of the PSI TUR, is joining the PSI Southeast Asia in celebration of the Labor Day despite the COVID-19 situation. This Labor Day, I would like to commend and praise all the medical health workers and frontliners for their service, dedication, sacrifices, and commitment to serve our fellow men and the whole world. In support, I am staying at home and praying for them. As a leader and as a member, I am in support with PSI in the call for quality public services once and for all.
I am Mr. Rinaldo P. Fumar, the President of Manila Water Supervisors Association, a legitimate and a certified labor organization of Manila Water. We support in solidarity to all health workers and frontliners responding to COVID-19. It is our desire as a trade unionist for the protections of the health workers and frontliners by providing tools and equipment suitable for their work. It is also our desire that the government should provide extra pay for those health workers and frontliners serving in all hospitals of the Philippines. As a utility company, Manila has its own mission to provide 24 hours potable water. It is our desire as part of the Manila community to serve the people of the West Concession Service area potable, clean water for all the customers within. We join the global unions in celebrating the May Day celebrations, public services, once and for all.
Ako ang mga leader ng Makati Medical Center Employees Association, AFW, PSI Philippines.
Sa panahon ngayon na laganap ang COVID-19 sa buong mundo, napakahalaga ng OSH Committee sa bawat kumpanya. Sa established na OSH Committee, napakahalaga ng merong quality na PPE dahil bukod sa napoprotektahan ang mga pasyente, ay naiingatan din ng bawat manggagawa. Mabuhay ang manggagawang Pilipino! Mabuhay! Mabuhay ang manggagawa sa buong mundo!
Mabuhay! We feel as one!
My name is Annie Enriquez Heron. I'm the President of Public Services Labor Independent Confederation. In these very challenging times, we would like to express our strong solidarity and support to all the healthcare workers who are courageously fighting against the COVID-19 pandemic. As we also reiterate our call to all governments to increase the capacity of the healthcare system, first by recruiting full-time basis more healthcare workers, to stop the use of volunteer healthcare workers, and provide national subsidy to local government units who are in the front of this fight against COVID-19, and not to miss the big lesson of this pandemic, and that is there is no one sector who can effectively and efficiently respond to this pandemic but the public sector. It's time to invest in the public sector and bring public services in public hands.
Mabuhay! Ito po si Angelo Zalman Agtonido Reyes of PSI Philippines na higit na nagpapaabot ng lubos na pasasalamat sa lahat ng ating PSI affiliates in the global union or in the global sector, lalo't higit yung ating mga frontliners in this time of COVID-19 pandemic. And that I'm lifting my prayers together with the young workers of the Philippines para sa lahat ng ating frontliners na manatili nawang ligtas at makakayanan natin ang problemang ito ng sama-sama. Salam, Solidaridad.
A blessed day, everyone. This is Carmen Santos of the Alliance of Filipino Workers, the PSI TUR Co-Coordinator for AFW. Despite our struggle this time of COVID-19 crisis, we, the workers of our federation, joined the PSI SEA in celebrating the Labor Day. We salute the great effort of all frontliners amidst this pandemic. Please entrust your concern to lawmakers of your land and rest assured they are doing their best effort for the safety of our nation. Please follow all government protocols and do your best share to stay at home. We, as hospital workers, are of your service for all. Please uphold our rights to fight the COVID-19. God bless and stay safe.
To all our frontliners around the world, especially to my fellow health workers who are at the front and center of this COVID-19 pandemic, maraming salamat. This public health emergency exposes the vulnerabilities in our healthcare system. It also reveals the need for more quality public services, particularly the need for health services to remain in the public hands. As we continue to fight this pandemic, I urge everyone, especially the government and the private employers, to protect our health workers at all costs. To the public, especially to my fellow Filipinos, please stay at home. Let us follow the lead of our government and put our trust in our experts. The key to survive this global crisis is not isolation, but cooperation. Together, let us heal as one with public health services once and for all. Maraming salamat.
Mabuhay! My name is Maria Yulina L. Sumalinog, Board Member of the Union of the National Commission on Muslim Filipinos Employees, UNE, affiliated with the Confederation of Independent Unions in the Public Sector, CIU, which is a member of the Public Services International. I am also a Health Project Committee member and the coordinator of the Trade Union Rights Project, is joining in solidarity for the PSI Southeast Asia Labor Day celebration in applauding all health workers and frontliners globally for their sacrifice, bravery, and heroism, which should not be forgotten and deserves the highest commendation. In supporting the Philippines Bayanihan to Heal as One Act, we encourage to support and follow government protocols and stay at home. As one of the leaders in my organization, I am supporting for public services once and for all. In upholding workers' rights in this time of pandemic around the world, let us pray for one another and keep safe. Thank you.
Mabuhay! To all health workers, frontliners, a heartfelt thanks to all of your sacrifices and dedication to serve our fellow men. Your service is heroism. PSI TUR uphold workers' rights, protect our frontliners.
Mabala sa Indogabos, this is Melody Lituanan, a frontliner and a COVID warrior from San Lazaro Hospital. I represent the Philippine Government Employees Association, an affiliate of Public Services International. On May 1, let us pledge against solidarity amongst us workers. We are appealing to the Philippine government for the full protection and benefits for all health workers and frontliners, and a quality public health service for all Filipinos as well. For the Filipino people, let us cooperate fully in the enhanced community quarantine by: you can save lives by staying home. Practice social or physical distancing. Always wash your hand with soap and water to avoid spreading and contracting the virus. Wear washable masks when going out of our homes. Leave the surgical mask for the health workers and frontliners. And especially we appeal, no to discrimination on all health workers. Much love and let us all be safe. God bless.
Good day to each and everyone. I am Mr. Abdullani Lakibul, the Vice President of the National Commission on Indigenous Peoples Employees Association and the Chairperson of the Confederation of Independent Unions in the Public Sector. Public Services International in Southeast Asia is joining the global celebration Labor Day 2020. COVID-19 is not a hindrance in celebrating the same even we are in a physical and social distancing. Our salute to our frontliners, whatever sector it is. Thank you very much for your strength, courage, and being brave to combat this opponent. Without you, we are sure that we hardly to combat this pandemic. Your brothers and sisters in the labor movement is very much thankful to your sacrifices and your families. With this, we are calling to all concerns to please stay at home. This is the way how we can help our frontliners in this battle. As what they were constantly saying, and I quote, "We work for you and please stay at home for us." However, despite of this pandemic, we are still calling the government to uphold workers' rights by giving additional incentives which is out of the box of what they are receiving now, like hazard pay, and innovate other incentives for them, including high salary for health sector workers that we are currently lobbying now. Thank you very much. Long live workers, long live Philippines, mabuhay tayong lahat, and happy Labor Day 2020.
Hello everyone. I am Emily Isimos and happy to present my fellow frontliners in the public health sectors catering COVID patients. I am the president of the Cadiz City Government Employees Union and the National Auditor of the Confederation of Independent Union in the Public Sector and PSLMC-LGU representative. We are an affiliate of the Public Services International. The aim of the Philippine government is to withstand or recover quickly from different conditions on the pandemic brought by COVID-19 in the global arena. The government has set forth protocols which will help to maximize the ability of the Philippines to cope with this pandemic at all levels by increasing the preparedness to withstand the worst scenario. The implementation of the government protocols for ECQ, or Enhanced Community Quarantine, requires sincere cooperation of the governments, coordination among various departments, as well as active participation of the civil society, community-based organization, communities, and private sectors. Stay at home, observe social distancing, wear masks, and observe proper disinfections. The protocols provides much clarity and sound framework only when all stakeholders work together as a team. It will be possible to realize our goals of making Philippines recover from COVID-19 pandemic. In behalf of the members of the CCGEU, we strongly support solidarity to all frontliners and celebration of the Labor Day 2020, together with trade union rights, Philippines TUR, and the Health Project of the Public Services International. Pagsama-sama, kaya natin to. Mabuhay ang uring manggagawa, mabuhay tayong lahat.
I am Felix Cabugas Jr., National President of Philippine Independent Public Sector Employees Association, PSI. While in anticipation for the COVID-19 to go by and later, to find out what is going on to be the new normal, waiting for us that we also collectively define and to be a part as union in PSI. We managed to convince our local government units to exempt employees who are senior citizens, PWDs, pregnant women, and others who are differently able to take part in the skeletal working force. A similar hazard pay for these employees were secured those in the front lines, which include but not limited to doctors, nurses, utilities, and drivers. Finally, this experience of COVID-19 will give us a much wider perspective of what is happening in our environment, political system, health system, trade and commerce. We join the global community in celebrating the Miwan celebration.
Brothers and sisters, good day. This is Amorsolo Chera, Acting President of Manila Water Employees Union, PSI Philippine Affiliate. In this time of pandemic and severe crisis, we have to hold hand in hand together. And to all the frontliners around the world, our salute and thank you so much for all of your sacrifices in putting up your own lives on the line for humanity. And on May 1st, celebration of International Labor Day, Public Services International and PSI Trade Union Rights says, uphold workers' right. Mabuhay.
Mabuhay. I'm Tirso Villacarlos of the Philippine Government Employees Associations, PGEA, an affiliate of the Public Services International, PSI. I'm an essential worker of San Lazaro Hospital catering COVID-19 patients. We are calling for solidarity during Labor Day to all health workers in the world and the government to ensure the need of the health workers as well as the patients in time of public health emergency with quality public services. We are also encourage the public to please follow the government protocols and stay at home. Also, we are calling the public to respect the health workers and please do not discriminate the frontliners. Mabuhay po tayong lahat at maraming salamat po. Thank you.
Good day everyone. I'm Limuel Handa from St. Patrick's Hospital Medical Center Employees Association, Alliance of Filipino Workers, AFW Philippines. To all the people, it's not the length of life of everyone, but it's about the depth of life that matters. We don't have any superpowers like a superheroes, but we have strong faith in God that the end of the day, this catastrophe will end, and we must fight with might.
Mabuhay! Greetings of solidarity for everyone.
Happy International Labor Day.
We are the medical frontliners of St. Patrick's Hospital Medical Center, affiliated to Alliance of Filipino Workers, Philippines.
Ang mundo ay kasalukuyang humaharap sa hamon ng pandemya na sakit na dulot ng SARS-CoV-2 virus o mas kilala sa tawag na COVID-19.
Sa mandako ng mundo, milyon-milyon na ang naapektuhan ng virus nito at libo-libo na ang nasasawi.
Today, as we celebrate Labor Day around the world, we also celebrate the lives of all the people who have wholeheartedly dedicated their time to be of service to the people. We acknowledge this day as a day of hope for all those afflicted with a deadly virus. This is an ongoing battle we all must face with courage and hope. Let us continue to spread love and positivity. And one day soon, we will be able to see the light to the end of this dark tunnel.
Mahaba pa po ang laban na ating kinakaharap, but we will continue to fight this with fervor.
Ngunit hindi lamang po sa ating mga medical frontliners nakasalalay ang kahinatnan ng laban ito.
Kasama ang iba't ibang sektor ng ating lipunan at lahat ng mga manggagawang kaakibat ay pagsugpo ng pagkontrol ng krisis na ito, kami ay humihingi ng panalangin at umaasang ito ay tuluyan ng masusugpo.
Do your part. Stay at home
and stay safe.
And together,
we live as one.